Okay? We are poor because no one in this family has decided to become rich. And he says he started selling soap and cosmetics and all that stuff for 12 years, and he was putting money away. He had like $20,000 or $25,000 in 12 years. And then the factory that was selling him this product says, hey, we're going to close it or we're going to sell it. And he says, well, I'll buy it from you. How much you want? He said, you don't have that funds. It's $125,000. Well, I got $25,000. He says, I'll give you that down payment, but you only got, a week or so or 10 days to get the $100,000. Back then, 1912, 1908, it's a lot of money, right? And he goes to all his customers and he's talking to them, and he finally finds enough for $110,000 or $115,000. So there's $10,000 left. Otherwise, he loses that down payment. It's 10 o'clock, the last day at night. It's in Chicago, somewhere in Chicago. He gets on his knees and he says, Father, you're my father. You put me in this world. You know what I need to do. Okay? My job is to go out there and find out who's going to lend me the money. Your job is to tell me where it is. So I'm going to walk out there, Father. And he says, in the first place that has the light on in the streets, I'm going to go in there because that's going to be your signal. Guess what happened? So he goes out there, walks one street, two street, then the third street, boom, a light comes on. And there is a construction guy coming from work. He's finished, he's late. And he sits down in his desk and he walks in. And he says, hey, sir, you want to make $1,000? He said, yeah, what do I need to do? He said, you need to cut a check for $10,000. And he explained to him what he was going to do. And he gave him the $10,000. How? You guys remember in common union, in harmony, the heart and the mind? Don't doubt. Don't think about how God created this world for us to struggle. No. Don't. We don't. We came here to be healthy, wealthy, happy, successful, fruitful. We came here to give service to each other. We need to believe and start changing the way we think. How? By making things differently. Become successful. How? Become entrepreneurs. Go out there. Make an excuse to go out there and sell anything. Anything. There's all kinds of opportunities. Since 1946, it's closed the stores, the way we did business, opening up big, huge stores. In 2014, guess what? We started closing stores in the United States. Why? Because of internet. Because of the big, giant Amazon. Right? So we need to start taking advantage of the internet. I have a business where my employees have phones and laptops. And guess what? They don't have to go to an office anymore. They can work from home. So they don't have to worry about anything. They can take their kids. They can be playing with their kids. They take their kids to school. We were just there, 3 days ago? We made almost $3 million in that business. The finance guy called me and my partner, and we were there. It's 4 girls working out of there, and then a bunch of drivers. And he said, well, you guys need to tell me what you guys want to do with this money, And we told him, well, I'm doing another business in Mexico. But how? I was in TJ. I was traveling. We're doing a bunch of stuff, and I got people out here doing a bunch of stuff for me. But what if I don't go and put that business? Guess what? You think he's going to be open? No, somebody's going to go out there and what? And start that business. So if you don't open your store, if you don't open your business, if you don't do something online, if you don't start selling your product, somebody else is going to do it. Whether you like it or not, they're going to do it. Why don't you let it be yours? Right? Why don't you go out there and learn how to start a business? I want to be opening a big company in Mexico, and I'm going to start creating entrepreneurs in Mexico and showing them how to do. The internet brought a whole new way of doing business. Okay, I went to Tai Lopez's house, and there was 200 millionaires in there. 200 millionaires, they're young kids, 25, 22, 30. Well, there was a billionaire, but this guy was almost 40. And he's about $3 billion. They're so nice people. They're out there willing to help you. They're sitting out there with me and Michelle, and they're showing you how to do it and what to do and what not to do, what is selling, what is not selling. They're so excited to show you. Why? Because they learned. that they need to share their knowledge, right? They go out and help. Guess what happens? The more you give, the more what? You receive. That's what we came here for. That's what we came in this world for. To enjoy our lives. Enjoy ourselves. Yeah? That's what we're here for. So I just go out there and pay a bunch of money so they can show me what they're doing. And then every Tuesday I take a class. And these guys are so excited. And I took a class from a 17-year-old guy. He's still in high school. Those kids, you've seen their faces, what? They're real, what? 16, 18, 19, 21, 22. They're really young. Every Tuesday they're teaching there what's trending. Right? Why am I learning? Because I'm humble. I want to learn from every one of you. I want to learn from you guys. You sit down and say, what are you doing? Just like you showed me. That's great. You know, that means you're not comfortable with what's going on in your life. So take that next step. And the only way to change that next step is to ask God for wisdom and say, God, help me. Help me. How do I do it? And in your subconscious, you're going to hear that little voice. There's a guy that's out there in the net is talking to God. He was rock bottom. He was homeless. Watch him. He starts talking to God and he's writing down. God is answering right there and then. Think about it. The power is in our mind. You need to believe. There is no other way in life. Okay? Everything that you guys believe to now, change it and said, okay, how do I make it to the next level? Money is energy, right? And if you guys only work, that's only one sort of energy. Because you go out there and exchange time for money. Oh, I'm a businessman. No, you're not. You're just exchanging your, well, I'm the general manager. Yeah, but you're just exchanging time for money. They said, okay, you come in and work for 10 hours, and I'll pay you enough so you won't quit, and you do enough so I won't fire you. It's an exchange of time and money. Why? Because if you guys don't decide what to do with your mind or your time, then there is a businessman like myself and said, okay, you want to work for me? Because you're not making your decision on your own. So come in. I know where to put you there for 10 hours. And now I got a bunch of people, more than 50 people creating what income for me. Now I got 50 people energy, right? But myself can only make one energy. I need to change that. It needs to change. How can I make other people to make more money for me? Well, you need to go out there and say, okay, help me. There's a guy in Mexico who created burritos online. So he went to university and he created an app and he started selling burritos. Him and his mom in a bike. It got to selling 50 and then 100. Now he's selling 600 a day. Now he's got 13 kids and bikes selling burritos. Now he's got what? Energy, a lot more energy, right? Before he was making $50 a day. Now he's making that times 13, right? And so the more you expand, but people don't get started. How can you know if what's going to happen if you don't start? So I am God in action. So you need to take action. I am, and then whatever you want to be. A salesman, okay, then you start taking action, okay? And don't ever believe, God will never let you down. You stay away because of your doubts. Your heart and your mind let God down, and you didn't believe, and that's why you didn't succeed, because you stopped, okay? You stopped and you didn't believe. So you need to go out there with your heart and your mind and believe it, and then take a step and make it happen, right? The other day, Tuesday, I took Lupita because my partner said, "Hey, look at that! Look at the store. It's becoming beautiful and all that." And the guy's so excited, and we're gonna sell this, and we're gonna do this, and he's so excited. And Lupita says, "Wow, you guys sound like little kids, you know?" Yeah, because we could see it. We see it. We see what's coming. That's the excitement you guys need. Right? Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel Sanders started selling these recipes. Can you guys go and knock on doors and say, "Hey, I got a fried chicken recipe"? Would you do that? For almost 2 years, 1,100 times he got a no. A recipe? You stupid or what? A recipe. Different fried chicken recipe. He just went and knocked and knocked and knocked, and finally somebody bought it. And then another pot, and then another one. And then another one. And then 15, 16 years later, Pepsi come in and said, hey, Colonel Sanders, go retire. Here's $600 million for your recipe. Why? He believed. Sometimes you need to be against the wall so you can go out there and do it. But I don't want you guys to be against the wall. Just believe. Change the way you think. And ask God for wisdom and go out there and do it. And do it. And I believe you and I promise you it will happen. It will happen if you believe and go out there and get it done. Create a different kind of glasses. A different kind of cap. You know? A different kind of glass. Whatever. Different kind of shoes. Go out on the internet. You seen the socks? They got all kinds of laughing, smiling socks. You seen them? I mean, people, it's just, what's the word? It's beyond belief. It's not unbelievable. It's beyond that. That people have no money. Why? Why? There's 7 billion people in the world, and only 1% or 2% own the money in the world. Why? What are they doing different? Why don't we go out there and find out what are they doing? What are they doing? You guys know Warren Buffett is? You know he eats 8 Cokes a day, and he eats McDonald's every day, and he's done it for like 60 years. And he's very healthy. And so there was a guy, and very wealthy too. So there was a guy, and you guys can do it. I think it's on Netflix. And he went out there and he said, I'm going to go out there and do Buffett's diet. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And what, a month or 2 months later, he was hospitalized?
Yeah.
And I asked, why? I asked Ty Lopez, I said, why is Buffett so healthy? He says, because his mind is healthy. He believes, the guy is out there, goes to McDonald's every day. Watch his biography. It's on Netflix, I think. The guy's got peace of mind. He believes in what he does. Right? How can we change that? Start believing. Believe me. Believe. God sent you here to be happy, healthy, wealthy, successful, truthful, faithful, on everything you guys want. If you guys want it, you guys can have it. Remember Henry Ford said, if you believe you can, you will. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve, said Napoleon Hill. Right? So you need to conceive it now. See it. In 5 years, you're going to be healthy in 5 years. You're going to pay off your house in whatever, 2 years, 3 years, whatever you got. I put 2 years. Just put a 2 year. I'll pay off my house in 2 years. How? Don't worry. Just say, God, thank you. Thanks for paying my house in 2 years. Whatever you guys want, just say it. Go out there and do it, and go do something about it every day. Every day, even reading a book, right? Go out there and do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Get it done. Take action. I am, and then whatever it is. So God in action, and then whatever that is. Healthy, wealthy, successful, businessman, whatever you want to be. Go out there and get it done. Try it. Try it. The problem is, I'm going to leave here shortly. What are you guys going to do? Get before that mirror and yell at it. Change that. Change that mindset. Change the subconscious. Make it believe. Okay? Why? Because once you reach out and then you become healthy, so what? What if you lose the money? What if we lose all the money? I know how to make it. I can go back and start all over again. And now I'm going to be more excited because I know where to go and where not to go, and what to do and what not to do. What? Because the market just lost, what, 600 points yesterday, no? Okay, it can go down to 0. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get more excited, probably sell my house and buy a lot more. Right? What is people is fear. Fear doesn't exist. Remember I told you guys in the beginning, it's a self-imposed fear. Don't ever let doubt come into your heart. Don't. Not into your mind, not into your heart. Okay? It's got to be in harmony. When you feel it here and you're nervous, that means you don't believe. And guess what's going to happen? Henry Ford said you can't. Right? But if you believe you can, guess what? VA. Remember that VA? VA what? What was that? Remember?
Yeah,
No, it's not tomato juice. You remember what VA was?
vegetables.
VA. V8.
Gas?
What was?
Wasn't it gas?
No. Henry Ford wanted a V motor with a
8-cylinder.
Oh, big.
and he says, go out there and get it done.
I was thinking that too. Big splash.
You guys remember what I told you at the beginning, that 99% of what you guys believed is false? And that's why I'm telling you this stuff. Henry Ford went out there and tells his engineers, I want a block with 8 cylinders. One block. He says, you're crazy? That's impossible. I said, I don't care. Go out there, get it done. 6 months later, he goes out there and I said, what happened? You guys might V8? He says, no, we don't, sir. It's impossible. You're crazy. It's okay. Go back and get it done. A year later, he goes out and says, hey, you guys have no V8? He says, no. 6 months later, he goes out, sir, we got it. But you need to believe. God is always a good God. W. Clement Stone, you're going to hear that a lot in W. Clement Stone book. God is always a good God. Not yesterday, not today, not tomorrow. Always. God is always a good God. Okay? Never fails. Never fails. God don't deviate from his laws. They're sitting out there for every one of us to grab him and use him and say, okay, here is it. I'm going to use it. And guess what? You're going to have that result. Whatever that case may be. It's not easy, but it's very easy. Make sense? It's not easy, but it's very easy. I struggled with it myself for many years because I couldn't believe it. But he said, you need to read books, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And we go out there and we sit for, we started at 7 in the morning and ended at 6 at night, those trainings. And I went every 3 months. The guy is old now. I met him in his 50s. He's 71 or 72 now. But he only does it in San Francisco. And I go to San Francisco and to his seminar. And I did everything he told me. And then guess what? Boom. But if I don't do it, guess what? He's been doing it for 50 years. The majority of everyone abandons it in the middle. Why? Because it's not easy. It's very easy, but it's not easy. You worry about the payment of the house. You worry about the payment of the car. You worry about the money. You worry. So the blessing doesn't come in because your heart and your mind are not in harmony. So you're not in communion with God. You need to be in common union with God. That's why we did the first communion. You guys remember that? The first communion, in common union. Now God and you are doing everything together. And don't ever deviate from that, ever. You do everything through God and with God, because God lives within you. Okay? So now everything you guys do point forward is in common union. And then the blessing will come in. You guys are going to start seeing little miracles every day. You watch. Because you guys are asking for it. You're believing, you're seeing it, you're coming. How? In 2 years, I'm going to pay off the house. In 2 years, okay, I'm going to pay off that house. And do it. In 2 years, how? Don't worry. Your mind is going to be open. You're going to be listening to ideas. You're going to be listening. Somebody's going to talk on the television and you're going to go, oh, yeah. Because now your conscious is, remember, you want to pay off the house? Now you need what? More resources to pay off the house. So now you're going to start seeing opportunities everywhere. Now you're watching, you're thinking. See? And if you don't abandon, remember the day, pitch black, is it what? 3:30, 4 in the morning? What happens next if you wait? Okay then. A new day comes in, right? There is a tribe in Guatemala. When they go to bed, they said they're going to die. They go and die, and then they wake up in the morning, and now they have a new life. So we didn't do this training, but I did it the other way. They showed us another way, but this tribe, what they do is they open up that a hole in the ground, and they bury themselves for 2 minutes. then they become new persons. And that old person is dead. They bury them. The Cherokee tribe in up north, in the New York area, the United States area, what they do when their kids turn 12, they take them to a desert, they take them to a jungle, and they tie him to a tree, and they put a band on their head and their eyes, and he needs to stay in there throughout the night under the dangers of lions and coyotes and all sorts of predators. And so in the morning when sun rises, the father comes in, right? And he takes off the band and he congratulates his son. And he hugs him, and the kid is crying because he was fearful. He was all, because he had to put up with it. But the only way to become an adult, a good adult, citizen, he needs to go through that process. But then when he's that age, when he needs to do it for his kid, he goes and see the elders, and guess what? It is revealed to him that when he was out there tied, his father never left the side. So when we were born, God was born with us. God lives within us. You understand? So God lives within us. God has never left our side. Our Father has always been there. Use that power. We all have it. You know what that kid went through in those 8 hours or 10 hours, whatever that time between dawn and the next day? Don't we go through all that in our lives? Don't we struggle? Don't we fear? Don't we been through there? We've been through there. Guess what? God has never left us. Ever, ever, ever. Ever. God has always been there. Always, every moment of our lives, throughout eternity, He will always be there. Listen to Steve Jobs' inauguration in Stanford. He said the best thing that God created was death, because we could start all over again. We gotta have faith. We gotta have faith. When you have faith, you go out there and do it, and guess what? You're gonna succeed. You're gonna succeed. If it was given to you and you're doing stupid things with $1,000, what do you think you're gonna do with $1 million? You multiply that stupidity, right? That's why you see professional players. There is a Netflix movie about professional athletes in the United States and what they end up with. Have you seen it? They don't end up broke. They end up in debt. The people who won the lottery. Okay? Almost 97% of them are in debt. They're not broke, they're in debt. So that means money is not it. Because they have it, and what do they do with it? It's about getting what? What I'm telling you. Change what you have in here and in here. If you don't change it, I don't care if you go out there and make $1 million, you're going to lose it back, and then you're going to be in debt. You understand? So what you do is you grab $1. Mijo, you can stop it now.